if you don't follow up with a lead within 5 minutes, 90% of those people are gone. These people saw the best success when they would follow up immediately with that. And so there's one thing to do all the tactics, to text, to email, to hit them with these things. But if that follow-up is not immediate, you're going to lose them.
Welcome to the Love Your Brand podcast. If you're looking for real conversations with real people, you're the right place. Let's go!
Record.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go!
All right.
Get all situated.
Yeah. Just getting everything running. Got 1 camera check, got 2 camera check, got 3 camera check.
Thought I was being all snazzy bringing my fancy bows. They don't work.
Got audio check. So what's good? It's Tuesday. Tuesday the 5th, I believe.
Already
here. Got a lot going on. Like Jonathan said, we celebrated a dual get together yesterday. Us and a lot of the team members went and swang a couple of golf balls.
Swang. Y'all, we swang.
We swang a little bit.
That was fun.
And today we're messing around with 1,800 different camera angles, if you could see.
Dude, there's a lot
going on.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and we'd have a 4 and 5 if we had them.
Hey, it's the most angles ever.
Dude, it's funny. I mean, what we were talking about earlier, we I don't want to say the most janky podcast set. We're inviting people to come with us as we grow and expand and build this thing out. But I think we're focused on 4 or 5 camera angles. Get that thing the most legit podcast.
Hey, man.
In the history of podcasts.
If you're going to do it, why not do it right? It's
a true story.
True story.
Rachel, I was thinking earlier, that video Rachel showed us of some rapper. I don't remember his name. I hadn't heard of him. But got, President Trump's mugshot tattooed on him. That's a bold statement. And she said he got a lot of,
flack.
A lot of flack. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot of flack. People coming his way. Why are you doing that? He's a criminal. He's this and that. And when I heard that, it's like, think of every brand or every person. You can just say the company name or say a person's name, and immediately you think things like criminal, savior, philanthropist, whatever it is. And everybody has a different perception of what they think of that person. So like I could list off some people to you, like, let's do that word association, that game, to where you tell me the first word that comes to mind. If I said like Gandhi.
Player.
Player. All right. I think he had a T-shirt that said that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, think if I said, let's talk political. We started this with President Trump. If I said his name, you have ideas of what that name means to you. You could say the current president, Joe Biden. People have current perceptions of what they think when they think of that name. And so we have all these feelings around these people based on the stories we've heard. And a lot of people, they have perceptions about a brand or a person without even ever meeting them. It's really interesting. It's an interesting time we're in.
Yeah, the whole word association, so attached to their personal brand and what they've, I guess, achieved, their personal brand visibility, per se.
It's true. I mean, think about before. I mean, we're in the digital age to where, you can put so much out there for free. And so the real estate that you have, 20 years ago, didn't have any of that. So you don't have an online visibility. Your brand is not online. It's on that vehicle where you have a sticker on your car. It's in the phone book. Remember the Yellow Pages?
I do.
I think my parents still use that. They'll take a picture of it and send to me.
Yes, I remember actually using the Yellow Pages and looking for ads at one point.
Recently?
No, not recently. It's been a while. I haven't seen a yellow book.
They used to drop them off at the front door. Remember that?
Yeah. And they're gone now. They're pretty obsolete, right? They used to be free.
They were free. Well, I'm sure we pay for them somehow.
Yeah.
That thing called taxes. So we could get a Yellow Book, Yellow Pages. But Yellow Pages went online, right? A lot of people had to pivot. I think of Blockbuster. Did you know there's still, well, I'm making an assumption. I'd heard this one time. There's still one Blockbuster, I think, in California.
Really?
Like a brick and mortar building that people still go to.
Wow.
And like, you remember growing up in like high school, that Friday night but Friday night, you go to Blockbuster, and they had the front, I remember VHS, it wasn't even DVDs yet. And they had like 100 of them, and the actual VHS tape was behind the case, and if it was empty, it was out. So there's just like, you have a whole aisle of the same movie, like when Titanic came out, let's say, in the late 90s, and they were all there. But then, they went online, or I'm sorry, went out of business, really, because Netflix came on the scene where they were mailing out a DVD, get it in a few days kind of a thing. But I don't know where I'm going with all that, except that there's still that Blockbuster in California, I think. Maybe we can look that up. Maybe we could drop a link or a picture. Can we do that?
Maybe.
We're learning.
I don't know if that would be hard to believe if they are still in operation. Like, people still go to that location and will rent DVDs.
It's like this nostalgia aspect of it. Nostalgia?
Yeah.
How do you say that? Nostalgia? Asking the wrong people. Official. Well, it has that. Whatever that is, it has that. And our kids, they don't even know this stuff. Like, Daddy, I want to watch a movie. Hit a button on the phone, it projects onto the TV.
Instant gratification.
Dude. Where are we going to be next year?
And I think, as being in the industry, and especially with brand visibility and marketing, having that instant gratification component is something we have to constantly, update our trends, update our positioning, because there's so much noise out there that we try to stay up to date with all the tactics to kind of help break through the noise. And how do we've got to deliver somewhat of that instant gratification, because unfortunately, as society as a whole, we are people that want everything right now. It is what it is. If we've got something on our mind, you've got to be able to give people the ability to chat, to call, to fill out a form, to shoot an email, to hit you up on social media, to text you.
Right.
You've got all those different forms of communication that you've got to nurture those potential clients or engagements per se. We won't even call them leads. Let's just call them engagements. So it's pretty tough, like straddling that line between, instant gratification and, kind of reaching too hard, right? Being like too much, like going overboard, right? You don't want to inundate people, but at the same time, you've got to be really obtainable, right?
Yeah.
In all those new forms of communications.
Right. I think with that too, so many people, like when they partner with an agency, a marketing agency, they just expect, okay, I as the business can be hands off, and they're going to turn on the faucet, and leads and clients and prospects are going to come my way. And there's a partnership, a relationship that has to happen. I had a chiropractor client one time, and so we were running Facebook ads, some social media ads. It's a great way to get patients in, but there was an element to where when the lead came in, when they filled out a form online, because you get them in that emotional state, then they'd fill out the form. The next part of the process was that the front office had to call that person. Like, I'm talking within a minute, 2 minutes. That form comes in, they have to do it. I saw a statistic one time. I can't remember it exactly, but I think it was if you don't follow up with a lead within 5 minutes, 90% of those people are gone.
Wow.
90% within 5 minutes.
I believe it.
And so these people saw the best success when they would follow up immediately with that. And so there's one thing to do all the tactics, to text, to email, to hit them with these things. But if that follow-up is not immediate, you're going to lose them. And there were so many people, even we would follow up after that 5 minutes and, within 30 minutes, an hour, the next day. And the people didn't even remember filling out the form.
Wow.
It was so far out of mind by that point, because they're in that emotional state right then. Think about when we go on social media. We're going on just to check out, right? To watch that little kid talking about his drip, that's what we're doing. And so you get hit with a brand that's trying to sell you something, but they get some value, they're trying to deliver. So you're not in the emotional state of mind to actually want to use that brand for a product or service, but there's just enough enticement inside of that message. So like, all right, I'm curious. And it's that curiosity phase of the journey to where I'm going to input my information, but they're going to be on to the next thing because there's so many distractions out there, and they're going to be on to the next thing by the time we call if we're not hitting them immediately after they fill out that form. And so it's such an interesting game, and too many partners that we have, they just, not that we have, or just that we've worked with in the past, they just have that expectation that, all right, you're going to deliver, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and I'm just going to sit back and watch my sales climb. And it doesn't really work that way.
Unfortunately not.
I wish it did. It'd be cool. I wouldn't be doing what I would be doing. I would be leaning on that company to grow my business.
Well, and I think it's, that much more important when we partner with clients. They're truly our partners because we start to uncover, peel them back like an onion,
good.
Layer by layer. And then we start to see, their actual sales process, stuff that they ideally wouldn't want you to really recognize. Some appreciate, some people tend to say, we can't improve. But I can't give you one scenario where I haven't seen a company or an entity that needed improvement on the sales side, the sales process especially. Yeah. You can, if you deliver them several calls, leads, or whatnot, they're obligated to close the deal on a particular level.
Yeah.
It's their business. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink, right?
Preach, brother.
You can make them thirsty,
Ooh, make them thirsty.
Make them thirsty.
It's good.
But yeah, man, you know the drill. It's the sales process. That's why I'm thinking about having Miss Helen on our
She'd be
podcast.
so good. She's got so much value to bring.
She's helped companies, Twitter, MasterCard. I mean, you name it. Like, I'll let her kind of explain it when she comes on.
Yeah.
But as far as your presentation skills and then the sales process side, they both kind of intermingle. And I think any company would benefit from doing that kind of action along with the marketing, right? Because you pump up your marketing side, but then what are you going to do on the sales side?
So good. When my background was in corporate for so long, and we had big budgets, and so we had a lot of money, but I saw so many problems. The marketing and the sales team weren't working together. And so you had marketing doing one thing over here, then you had sales doing something over here when they go hand in hand. You can't have marketing without sales. You can't have sales without marketing. And so, marketing is just that branding aspect of it, and being out there and getting the name out there, and, putting valuable content and information to tee up that salesperson to come in and close them, right? And so I saw so many things where we were doing it incorrectly. And then the salespeople typically, for the most part, not to stereotype, but they just, if they get that no at first, they kind of write off that person, just move on to the next one. It's kind of like you're talking about the instant gratification. It's like, how quickly can I close somebody? And they're just focused on that. And, marketing is that long play to where it's over and over and over. I'm hitting them with these messages, and sales too, because when somebody says no, I heard this one time, it's like, take that as a not yet. Not a no, it's a not yet.
That's good. Yeah.
Because the people don't buy when we want them to buy. They buy when they're ready to buy. And I remember one time, even me with my own business, somebody had approached me. They wanted me to put a plan in place for a strategic campaign to increase leads. And so I had a call with them, put a proposal together. Everything was looking great. They gave me the verbal, yeah, this looks amazing, ready to get started, and send everything over. Heard crickets. Just nothing. It's like, all right, try not to take offense to it. Followed up a couple days later, crickets. And this happened, I probably followed up 5 times. And, I think different ways to follow up are important as well, to where send a text here, email here with the proposal attached again, phone call, or whatever it is. And I kept hearing crickets. You get to some part of that and you can start to feel like rejection, or, you start questioning the value that you bring. Like, dang, I guess it really wasn't as good as I thought it was, or something like that. And then this person, after like the 5th touch point of following up, they gave me this big apology. They said, Jonathan, I'm so sorry that it's taken me so long to get back with you. And they listed off something. They said, right when you sent that, my kid, and something happened with the kid. And so family is first to that person I was talking to. And they had to tend to their family, rightfully so. So what was happening here with the business, that was not important in that moment until they got the family up. Had I stopped following up, would have never secured them. So they moved forward with me, closed. We had a great relationship from there. But we have to remember that follow-up, that it is critical, and we can't stop after just one time of them saying no or not yet.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Following up is key. Sometimes it could, it could get a little finicky, after you follow up so many times. Like you said, you start feeling rejection. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's
you
going
feel like
on?
You're annoying them too.
Yeah, and it's like, guys, for real. Uh-oh.
So somebody's just gonna come in. So we're filming right there. We got team members just dropping on in.
She was like,
this is amazing.
I wasn't waiting.
Welcome to the life. They're even wearing hot magenta.
wow. I like it.
That's legit. This is real, y'all.
You gotta hold the handle. You gotta use
Two-handed.
one hand and hold the left hand.
Two-handed.
Dude, look at that.
This is amazing. See, I tried doing it with a coffee cup one time. I couldn't do it. No.
All right, continue what you're doing.
We're right on. Is that our segue to end this segment?
I think so. We're gonna bring on Megan.
See, that's amazing. So we'll have another one with Megan and Zan, so you can see the disruption that happened. They just came barging in. This might make the next blooper reel. This will be amazing. Well done, lady.
Thanks for listening and joining us on the Love Your Brand podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode, and remember, share the love.